Dear students, once again welcome to my YouTube channel. This is your English literature class and myself Khilesh Kumar, assistant professor in English. And in today's session we will complete our remaining poem, My Last Duchess. In our previous video we have started My Last Duchess, and today we will study about the remaining part second. So this is the brief introduction to the poet Robert Browning. Robert Browning was an English poet, playwright, one of the foremost Victorian poets, and Robert Browning was the master of dramatic monologue. He was very bold and unconventional in his matter and writing styles. And these are some major works by Robert Browning. He was a great poet of love. He wrote so many fantastic love poetries, and this is the definition of dramatic monologue. In our previous video we have discussed these points in detail. And My Last Duchess, so we have studied that My Last Duchess is a poem in form of dramatic monologue and was first published in Dramatic Lyrics in 1842. And you know that in dramatic monologue there is a speaker, and in the poem the Duke of Hera is the speaker, and a messenger who has come with a proposal for Duke's second marriage. So the messenger is the listener. So now in the poem, the Italian Duke, the Duke of Ferrara, tells about the character of his previous wife Lucrezia. So Duke's previous wife name is Lucrezia, and especially in the poem the Duke makes emphasis on his previous wife by observing the picture, the portrait, the painting of his previous wife Lucrezia. We observe that the Duke is very jealous and greedy. So in the poem we can easily find out such like characteristic of the Duke. Duke is very jealous and greedy. She has been murdered. She here refers to the wife of Duke. The Duchess has been murdered by her husband because she was sweet and her smile was available to everyone. So the Duchess, who is no more in the world, was very sweet and very generous and very kind-hearted to all. And such kind of point were not such kind of points were not tolerated by the Duke, because Duke had a possessiveness on his previous wife, the Duchess. She was a frank. The Duchess was a frank and a charming girl, and the Duke is very possessive and jealous. She was very frank and charming to all. She was sweet to all. Her smile was available to everyone. And the Duke wanted that her smile must be for him. Her sweetness must be for him. But her smile and her sweetness was available to everyone. And Duke is very possessive and jealous. So the Duchess was murdered by the Duke. Next, the Duke saw a painting. The Duke saw a painting of the dead Duchess to the listener, the messenger. So now the messenger and the Duke, only two characters in this scene, and they are walking in the palace of the Duke, and the Duke saw a painting of the dead Duchess of his previous wife. To whom? To the messenger who has come with second marriage proposal. The painter was Fra Pandolf. So Fra Pandolf was the painter who painted this beautiful picture of the Duchess, who was a monk. So I think the Duke chose Fra Pandolf as a painter deliberately, because Fra Pandolf was a monk, was a saint. Because the Duke doesn't believe anyone except a monk. Because the Duke doesn't believe. The Duke had a thought that if anyone will be in the contact of his wife, there will be any kind of relation may happen. But a monk, such like of relation will not be happen with a monk. So he chose a monk as a painter whose name was Fra Pandolf, and who painted the picture of his previous wife Lucrezia. So my dear students, the picture explains the character and the temperament of the Duchess. The picture explains the character and temperament of the Duchess. The Duke tells the envoy that the sweet smile of his wife was not reserved for husband only, because the sweet smile of his wife, the Duchess Lucrezia, was not reserved for husband only, because her sweet smile was available to all. This made the Duke unhappy, angry. The Duke disliked the generous disposition of the Duchess. Generous disposition to all. And he ordered, and then all smiles stopped together. Means all smiles stopped together. The smile, all the smile was being created by the Duchess stopped with the death of the Duchess, with the pen on the breath of the Duchess. Next, at the end of the poem, they here refers to the speaker, the Duke of Ferrara, and the messenger who has come for second marriage proposal. So they see a bronze statue of Neptune, the sea god. Neptune, the sea god. So in this picture also, we can see the point of possessiveness. The bronze statue was made by Claus of Innsbruck. So Claus of Innsbruck was the creator of that bronze statue, the bronze statue of Neptune. Neptune here refers to the sea god. Neptune here refers to the sea god. And this is a statue, a bronze statue made by Claus of Innsbruck. The Duke is the lover of beauty and art, because he saw so many portraits, so many paintings, so many art things to the messenger, but his reputation is on priority. So in this poem, we observe that the Duke is very possessive and jealous for his previous wife Lucrezia, and Lucrezia was murdered by the Duke, and now a messenger has come for Duke's second marriage proposal. And this poem is a description between the two characters, the Duke and the messenger. And the Duke shows a very beautiful portrait of his previous wife Lucrezia. So this is My Last Duchess by Robert Browning. Subscribe this YouTube channel so that you can get all the notifications. So thank you so much